Hey guys, so I think I'm finished for now. I have gone through all of my stuff on this side of the room for the drawers and everything, so I finally finished organizing things into the drawers, and I wanted to go ahead and show you what I've done to my room. This is not going to be a whole room tour, simply because I didn't touch everything on this side of the room because it was fine the way it was. I was happy with how it was working for me. This side, however, was the part that I changed, and if you looked at my first part 1 video, you know that all of these were black metal shelves before. That got swapped out for these new Malm dressers from IKEA. And there are 6 of them all the way down to where my hand is. And so I'm going to show you the close-up of them, and I'm actually just going to show you this overview now so that if you don't want to watch the whole video, you don't have to, but if you're interested in seeing what's in each of the drawers, I'll open them. Won't go through everything that's in it, but I'll open them and show you what I did to address some issues. And then you can see up here, before when I showed you this, there were a whole bunch of black cubes, and these were a different color cube. Now, I painted these. So I painted these with latex household paint, and then I labeled them with some tags that I made myself from Tilda paper. And I actually laminated all the tags so they will last longer. So this side of the room is finished for now. I'm not going to do anything more to it, I think, other than maybe decorate up here. I took a curtain down at the end of the rod here, and this rod goes all the way down to the other end. You can see I have my rabbits hanging here now. I just hung it from the same little plastic pieces that were holding the curtain. And this is a banner that I got at Marshall's last year, I think. I'm going to actually add some more things to it because I have it and I never used it as I had intended to decorate my room with. But you can also see up here that I have 3 different clip-it-ups. These are the doubles. The tops of them are empty right now because it's room to grow. And what I have hanging on these 2 right here are my Diane Reevely stamps, because they come in a, on a big laminated sheet or, plastic sheet. And these are all my Tim Holtz ones, other than the Christmas. The Christmas stamps from both Diane Reevely and Tim Holtz are on this single clip-it-up, and these are Christmas only. So I thought I'd divide it that way. And then underneath each one of the clip-it-ups are these little metal drawers that I purchased some time ago. I did paint them. They were all gray, so this one's a blue color. And I'll show you the paint colors that I used too, in case you're wondering. This is a Robin's Egg Blue, and it comes from Valspar, I believe, and you can get that at Home Depot. And then that's just a chalk white from Rust-Oleum, which you can also get at Home Depot. You can see I have some milk glass and some projects people have made for me as well. Gonna move a little bit closer because here's the paint right here. This blue one I got from Target, and this is the sample. I got a bucket of it. This is called Divine Horizon, and this is the blue that you see on all of the fabric bins that I painted. And they don't look too bad. I like it still. Some people may not, which is fine. It is stiff because you paint it, but I'm not sitting on it like a couch or anything, so I'm not worried about it being, nice and soft for me. The other thing I'm going to mention right now is that this is my craft room, and I set it up to the way that it works for me. And so I'm not trying to say that you should do this. I'm just trying to give you some ideas in how to organize a little bit better if it works for you in your craft room and how you craft. So I know that some people get a little bit offended or whatever, but my intention is only to share what I did and some ideas that I have for organizing. Now, the other thing I'll show you here is you can see these plastic things across the top. These are 12 by 12 plastic containers that I purchased from Joann's. They were like $3.50. for one, and they hold my scrap paper. So they are organized by theme and by colors in there. So I have a blue one. I have one that has just acetate and chipboard, stuff like plastics. I have one that has just tissue paper. I have a Tilda one because, you know, I separate that out. I have one that has all the warm and the cool colors. So those are right above here because there is that little gap to the ceiling, and it's actually less than 4 inches. So those bins are like 2.5 inches tall or 2.25. So they just fit perfectly, and I have several up there for sorting all of my scrap paper. So if I want to use something, I can dig in that pile first to see if I have it. Now I'm going to pan to the left because I want to show you something else that I did. Over here, I kind of reorganized this space a little bit. You can see my Clip It Up. Now, this has way more trays on it than it used to. It's also a different color. It used to be a off-white, heirloom white color. I think that is what it's called, from Rust-Oleum. And there's 7 trays on this Clip It Up now. It's really, really tall. And all of the trays rotate. The top one does not have any supplies in it, but it has a swap that I recently did with Evelyn. So most of her stuff is up there, if it could stand up. And there's her box with the unicorn horn. So it does rotate, so I can put other things on there. But that was just meant for display as additional shelving. Because it's actually way at the top of the Clip It Up. There's like maybe this much of the actual pole left at the top. So, and then I have a whole bunch of different supplies on this Clip It Up. Like I said, there's 7 trays, really 6 of them hold supplies. So there's glitter on the outer ring, and then there's like little acrylic and sprays up there for flowers and stuff. And then this tray has my not my perfect pearls, but more of my glitter and my stickles. And then this one is more glitter and perfect pearls. Is that right? Or you know, the thing to make pearlescent dots or whatever. The same thing as those Nuvo things. And then down here is embossing powders. And then there's more embossing powders in the tray that's right behind it. See, there's one down there. And there's even one even lower than that. And I think that's just large glitter bottles overflow. There's some stamps in here. I didn't reorganize this. This is the same. Actually, I did, because I took my stamps out of this blue bin here and replaced it with my Anna Griffin collections that I have. There's some inside of this bin, like her card kits, and this still holds the same stuff. So I'm not going to go through all of this stuff because I didn't change it. If you want to watch my old craft tour, this is where I store most of my stamps, in this thing. And then I reorganized this. This used to be the home of the single Clip It Up. Now it's the double, and it has lots of stamps from the Greeting Farm. On the bottom is all Greeting Farm, and on the top is all Magnolia. So it's full of that stuff. So I'm going to stop right here, and then I'm going to start in with what I did to the drawers. Okay? Be right back. Okay guys, so I thought I'd go ahead and show you some of the stuff that I've emptied out from my reorganizing of items into the drawers. So this is a stack of 4 of the Iris cases. Those are the deep ones. And some 12 by 12 boxes. Over here, that crate is full, but it's full of like giveaway type of items. I always have a goodie container in my room. Empty box. These are empty boxes. These Iris containers that are a little bit smaller are empty. And then over here, there's a basket that's empty and a whole bunch of Dollar Tree storage that's now empty. And then over here, there's a bunch of empty boxes here. I'm not going to show you the room just yet because I'm still doing some things. And then outside, I actually have 2 of these plastic bins. I don't know how many gallons they are, but they're pretty big. They used to hold Christmas items, so now those are in the drawers too. So that is it for now, and I'll be right back. Okay, so we're actually at the front of the craft room. I've just turned around, and I wanted to show you this first before I get started with all the drawers. I have these 2 pieces here sitting in front of this 2 sets of drawers. Like this one's partially in front of this, and they also block this one right here. This is all Christmas stuff, and that's the reason why I did that, because I only go into it certain time of the year. I don't use it year round. So all of my Christmas, well, most of my Christmas stuff is in this dresser. Some of it is in this one as well. So I kind of strategically put the stuff in front on purpose, because this cart right here has all Christmas dies and some stamps that, you know, like coordinate, and there's some embossing folders. So that's all that's inside of that cart right here, and it rolls. It's actually one of those from Target. It rolls away, so if it's in the way and I need to get to my Christmas stuff behind it, then I can just roll it out. There is a rug right in front here, and that's my rag. But in this corner are my wooden stamps, and they're in a configurable drawer unit from IKEA. They sell these individual drawers here, and I wasn't using it because I took my flowers out of here, and so I put my wooden stamps one layer down, one layer deep. So most of the drawers are one layer deep, but they're by theme. So this has all my word stamps on the wood blocks. And then there's a drawer of washi here. This is all the Heidi Swap for the marquee letters that I got at clearance. And then I went ahead and bought one of these. I showed this in a recent haul video. Actually, I don't know if I posted it, but this is one of those created space washi tape holders. So I could a little bit organize, you know, some of my washi. This is not all of it, but I like this better than having it all stuffed into this drawer. So that's nice now. And as I said, that's not all of my washi, and I can't push this with my hand. Right behind it is a thing I created of a lot of ribbons. I have a lot of American Crafts ribbons, so I went ahead and sorted it by color. So it's just hanging there. If I want a piece of that kind of ribbon, I just come over here, look for the color I want, and then I cut it off. And then this is just a bag of bags. But the other thing I did right here is stamp storage. I have plenty of LeBlanc stamps. So it's labeled, actually. These are LeBlanc. And there's also some kits in here. So this actually has some larger greeting farm kits. And I can just, it's hard to do it with one hand. See? So these are greeting farm kits that I haven't cut up yet and haven't used. And then there's also my big 12x12 Stampaholic. I wanted it out here to use it for something, so I brought it out here and stuck it in that container. And then this one is, you know, LeBlanc. And there's all of these up underneath this tray here, which I just sat here in case I needed it. These are all LeBlanc on the silicone blocks. Now, I have a detailed video of this box thing here. So if you're interested, keep on watching. There is a snippet about how I constructed this chest of, they're not drawers, it's stamp storage. So the bottom one has just miscellaneous stamp related things. It's not full. And then the middle one has all of my Gorgeous Girl stamps, and it's labeled. Everything is labeled now. I got into it with my label maker, and so I've already shown you what's in here. So this one has Gorgeous Girl stamps, and it also has Unity, my Unity stamps, and the Unity ones are those big kits, the kit of the month they used to sell. So they're in these types of containers. And oh, and these containers are what do they call these now? Stamp Stampo, what is it? Stampo, I don't know what they're called. I wouldn't recommend these because Scrapinizer, sorry. Because of the way they're constructed here around the edges, they get kind of mauled a little bit. They have other, like, I think they're called stuff tainers. I would recommend those probably over these just because of the way they're constructed a little bit differently. So that's the stamp storage I have over here. That's new to my room. And then as we walk along this way, you see I have some masking tape on the floor. Just ignore that. I have this unit here. I purchased this before I moved into this studio about a year and a half ago or 2 years ago now. And I just painted it. I think it's for a kid's room. But I just put some of my magazines in here and then some oversized. There's a, I don't know what you call that. Like a tray that's sectioned. And then there's a big piece of MDF and some cupcake tins and stuff like that. So, and then on the left-hand side behind it, I have 2 carts. This is all my Stampin' Up! Recent stuff that I need to organize. And then this is all like glues and other things that I use on a regular basis a lot. And then, you know, as I walk down, you can kind of see what I've got for the bins. Now, as I said, here's the tags. There's some blue ones and there's some, the top ones are pink. The ones up here are pink. And I'm not going to go through the bins for you because it's really boring. And it's hard to do it one-handed. I can't do it one-handed, actually. I'd have to carry them down to the table. So all I did was cut these tags from a doohickey die. I laminated it with my mink. And then I tied it on with seam binding. That's all. Nothing big. Now, I will say, what is this? This is an adjustable drawer divider. And there is a spring in it, so you can actually make it, you know, you can push it in and it will fit down into your drawers, whatever the depth of your drawer is. And it's used to kind of divide your things. So I left one out, which it should go in one of the drawers to help me organize. I left one out so you could see what it is, because you're going to see it inside of some of my drawers. And someone might ask, what is that? That's what it is. It's a drawer divider. And you can get these, I think I bought these online, but you can probably get these at the Container Store. Or maybe, I don't know if Walmart carries them, but see how long it is? So you can do them lengthwise in your drawer, or you can use them depthwise. Mine are going this way, just because that's how I've got my stuff organized. But the other thing I did with all of my drawers is they're labeled. So this drawer, all the drawer units, the dressers have 6 drawers. There's 2 small ones, and then there's 4 long ones. And because of the way it's constructed, these are from IKEA, as I said. Because of the way it's constructed, the way that you open these drawers is to pull around the top, because the top is slanted. I don't know if I can show you that. See how it's slanted like that? And you basically can look down and see all of the labels. So this whole dresser, other than this particular drawer, is flowers. I organized it so that most of the like stuff is together. Now, the other thing that I did do was I put things that I thought I would use the most right behind me. I don't use my flowers enough. So I don't think I'll be buying flowers anymore because I'm not using them on my projects like I should be, or like I thought I would be. So rather than destash them, I put them closer to me so that I can use them more often. And these are not all my flowers. That's the other thing. This whole dresser is full of flowers except for this little drawer right here, which is notebooks. And so you'll be able to see when I go through all the drawers, they're full. It's full of flowers. So the nice thing about this is if it doesn't work for me, it's easy to interchange because all of the storage is the same. All I have to do is take one drawer out, pull another drawer, and place it in one, and then, you know, move it around that way. So it's all interchangeable because it's the same storage unit, you know, basically over and over again. So that's it for now. I will go through each of the dressers. If you want to stick around, you can, and I'll talk to you soon. Hey guys, so I thought I'd go ahead and film this little piece here. I got in these new Circo storage chests. They're actually children's toy boxes that once were sold at Target. And I went back to Target last week or so to check and see if they still had these, because I wanted to use them for my storage in my craft space, and they worked out so well with the stamps that I have that I wanted a few more because I was trying to organize. So I ordered some on eBay because Target no longer carries these, and eBay had them for a cheaper price than Target had them. You can even see it says target.com. These are white chests, and I had this idea that I could stack them vertically as I've shown you in my room. And here's a picture of one after it's assembled, and you can see that it has casters that come with it. So I'm going to stack them in my room, but only the bottom one is going to have the casters, because the reason I'm doing this is because they sit in front of my chest of drawers, and you know, whenever I want to access the drawer, all I have to do is roll these away from the drawer, and it's so much easier, but they can hold stuff in front of it. And these, of course, drawers, I don't always access them. They happen to have my Christmas stuff. So, but these will be holding some supplies that I'll want to use on a more regular basis. So they're in front of those drawers. So I thought I'd go ahead and show you a snippet of what I had planned on doing. So I ordered 4, and they're sitting upside down. They are stacked on one another. It will not be 4 high. It will only be 3 high. So about, you can see here, 1, 2, 3. And they are upside down right now because the glue is drying that I put on it. And the reason I've used glue is because instead of the casters being on these new units, I've decided to stack these. I have 2 units right now that I bought from Target when I moved into my room. Those 2 have casters on them. I only want those 2 to be rolling. So these units are going to be stacked on top. Well, this piece right here is a piece of wood I added. My husband cut this from MDF that we have scraps of. And this is actually where the casters would normally be. So you can see there's a piece of wood that was already placed on there from the manufacturer. And the caster gets screwed onto here. There's already pre-drilled holes. Instead of putting the casters on, I asked him to cut me these little squares that are about 2 by 2. And they're just a little bit taller. It makes the height come up above this little white lip, which is the bottom. This is the bottom of the box. So it will help me stack the boxes up, and they won't move around. They won't shift around. So if I push the wheel, you know, if I push this away from the drawer, it doesn't just fall off the one that it's stacked on top of. It keeps it on, and I have 4 of them glued on each corner. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I use this Helmar's quick dry adhesive 450. I love using this for fabric, but this glue is actually quick drying, and it can be used for other things. So that's the reason why I used it. It doesn't have to be, you know, totally sturdy, because it's just to keep the boxes together, stacked on top of each other when they're 3 high. And all I need to do is put them on the new boxes that I ordered, because I'm going to have 2 rolling carts, and each of the rolling carts will have 3 boxes on them. The bottom one will have the wheels. And so I thought I'd go ahead and show you that process as part of my room tour. So that's it for now. Okay, I'm going to show you quickly the bins at the top of the room a little bit closer, because I wasn't that closely. This clear bin here is tissue paper that Esme used to wrap my lace with. I just wanted to keep it separate, so if people give me tissue paper, I can put it in this box and reuse it. This is the Tilda scrap box. That's like a shabby chic paper box of scraps, and then, you know, so on and so forth. So I just thought I'd show you that close up, those bins. So this drawer, this starts out, this is all fibers. So as I said before, I tried to put like stuff together, and everything is labeled. So this is leather. The one right next to it is leather. If you could smell this as I open this drawer, you would understand. Yeah, there's some real leather in here, and then there's some pleather and vinyl stuff in here. So there's that drawer. I'm not going to dig down in there because I don't want to mess it up. And there's the Hobby Lobby rolls of pleather, some specialty EK stuff, some things I want to alter. There's some hoops in here, but there is mostly leather in here, or pleather. This drawer is ribbon. I put a sachet in here. So there's all kinds of ribbon in here. And this isn't all of my ribbon. It's just a drawer full of ribbon. But some of it is like vintage ribbon and stuff, but some of it's newer in packages. There's a lot of ribbon in there. This one is yarn ribbon on these types of little packages that people have given me or I've purchased. There's some yarn from Vicky. Hi, Vicky. There's yarn that I bought recently, and this is loose ribbon. You know, like this kind of stuff people, or just stuff that I have, you know, on the cards. This one is metallic thread. So I have a whole bunch of metallic thread. As you can see, I'm trying not to take, you know, forever to go through it all. This drawer is felt and fabric. So you can see some fabric on this side. I have a lot of felting things. This is the wool felt, and I even have one of those felters, and there's some books in here on how to do it, and how to make flowers and stuff like that. And ribbon embroidery, that's also, I think I have it in here. Maybe, yeah, the sari ribbon is underneath the books. So there you go. And then there's some chenille, pipe cleaners, whatever. And then the bottom drawer is felt. This is a pretty drawer because look, there's my paper tray ink felt standing up. And then these are sheets of felt. And then some folks have been kind enough to gift me or get me some Daiso felt in the really long rolls. And then there's some strawberry felt down there too. So, felt galore. And then, okay, second set of drawers, vintage ephemera. So stuff to make junk journals or to use on, you know, vintage type things. So there's all kinds of things in here. And then napkins and specialty papers. When I say specialty, this is that crepe paper that's all cut up, you know, like in strips. And then this is the kind that's the honeycomb paper. So napkins, fun. Okay, right here is embellishments and stickers. Okay, I don't need any more stickers. This is not my only thing of stickers. I have a double clip it up that has stickers on it. So I'm not going to go through the stickers because there's a lot of them. And then some, these are handmade embellishments I've made. Some people have gifted to me. That's from Evelyn. But you can see this is like stickers and embellishments. There's some pockets. Little die cuts and stuff. That's all that's in that drawer. And I didn't mention this before. This is bling and pearls and enamel dots. This whole drawer. See, there's one of the drawer things to help kind of keep things upright. Now, I didn't mention this before, but the reason I chose the Malm dressers is because they are a good depth. The Alex drawers that a lot of people like to buy for their craft rooms aren't deep enough for me. You spend more money on the Alex drawers too, because I think this dresser was $169 or $159. I can't remember. But the Alex drawers are smaller and they don't hold as much. So I didn't need a counter space. I needed a tall storage space. So this is what I opted for because the embellishments that I have tend to fit well inside of these drawers and they hold a lot of stuff. So you can see I used to have these in 2 separate iris cases and then hanging also in the room. So I've combined all my bling, my pearls, and my enamel dots into one drawer. And if I'm looking for one, it's going to be in here because they're all in here. And look at that. Look how pretty. Look how pretty. Like, you can just pick it out. And there's lots in here. I don't need to see, this is why I don't need to go shopping for any of it, because it's here. Unless it comes out new and I don't have it. Okay. Embellishments again, but these are different because we got straws, we got like different little metal pieces. There's some journal stuff that I stuck in here because I didn't have a good place for it, and there was an empty space here. So big buttons, some of those Target clear pockets. I don't even know what this is. Oh, these are tassels. So these are all those little iris cases that are 5x7 holding stuff. And there's some Tim Holtz things in there. The next one is chipboard and wood boxes. So if you like to alter stuff, this is the drawer that has all those little balsa boxes from Michaels. I purchased those D-Stash from, I forgot her name now. I purchased those in a D-Stash, but I never had gotten these at Michael's before when they came out because I was late to the party. And then there's a box of stuff that I have to do projects on coming for May as a DT. And then I have my Tim Holtz tags in here, those giant thick board things that I got from Tim Holtz. And then there's my piñatas that I didn't do because I had extras. This one I showed you was the drawer with the journals or notebooks. So a lot of notepads. I think this is all paper clips. This is a thing of pens back there. Just keep those in case I want to give any away. This is fabric, flowers, and bows. So I've got a lot of fabric flowers. Thank you to my good friend Vicky. She went to downtown LA for me over the years and has purchased or gifted me things. And I have lots of flowers that I purchased from Michaels. Remember you all know these. There's some even leaves in here. Millinery. This is like my millinery drawer in addition to this one. This short one here. I've gotten a lot of these as D-stashes. I think some people like this. These are those sprays that kind of dangle. And there's even another bag of them. I've got them in different colors, see? And then there's these kind of flowers, these little forget-me-nots, I guess they're called. I have them in white. And I have these. Oh, these are fabric. I put them in here because it was tight in the other drawer and I didn't want to. See that? Beautiful. Beautiful. I need to use these more on projects. And it's because I think I've been card making, so I've not been putting those on my cards. Oh, I already opened that drawer. This is more flowers. This is paper flowers. Now, these are only certain colors. I had a whole bunch of packs of flowers that I dumped into this drawer, and so it became the flower drawer with white, green, purple, and blue. My other flowers are in a different unit underneath my table, facing the other direction, I might add. Okay, some more paper flowers here, and then these are all like Prima packs and different spray packs. You see how many I have? I don't need to buy flowers anytime soon, and I need to use more of them. And there's even these kind in here too. I forgot who does these. So berry sprays and stuff like that. So yeah, there's lots of flowers in these two drawers together. Well, all of these drawers. So this one is butterflies, birds, you know, those little tiny birds that you can buy, the nests, wings, feathers. There's feathers in here and different like angel wings. So good to go there, right? This one is back to different things. So this is all my envelopes from the paper source. See that? They're all lined up. These are like A2 and 4 bar. And then on the other side, I have those card kits. These are all A2 size typically, or the 4 bar. And then right next to it, I have my packing tape and masking tape, or big tape rolls. I don't have any of my shipping supplies in here, but I have that. And then more envelopes and card making supplies. So these are those Michaels. They don't make these anymore, but I still have a stash of them. And then there's more card kits. You know, these are the pre-made bases with the envelopes. Labels for envelopes and packages. All of my clothespins. I don't need to buy clothespins either. Nobody needs to give me any more clothespins. I love those though. Thank you, Evelyn. And then this is a wedding kit or invitation kit. And those are like huge 5x7 card kits or bases. This one is a shabby chic drawer. It has a lot of journal stuff, you know, for making fabric books, all kinds of different metals, frames. There's the metals right there, and there's little bottles. Now this is a kit. Well, underneath all of this stuff, there's a kit from Ooh La La Vintage Treasures that I have never made. Gotta do that, right? This one is punches. Oh yeah, this drawer and the one underneath it are punches, and they're my oversized punches that don't fit in my flat file, which is right behind here. My husband had a flat file in the house, and I repurposed it, and it holds most of my punches except for the ones that are too big, because these are too tall to fit in the drawer in a flat file. See how deep they are? So I had to find another way to put them. So I put them in the bottom of the dresser because they're heavy. So that is punches. This one is punches too. You can see there's the doily punches from We Are, some flower punches, and all kinds in here. They're not totally full, so that's good. This next one, as I told you, I do have these on wheels. See, so I can actually push it around with one hand and not have it be in the way now. So this is a half Christmas and a half not Christmas. So, oh, these are those domes for Christmas ornaments, and then there's some gifts in here that I didn't give away. I meant to. And then some swap I did a while ago. This is all Christmas related. There's some snow in here. There's a stocking, chenille stems, stuff to make Christmas decorations. Oh, beads. Okay. So this drawer is charms, and I still have yet to organize it. I got these. These are full, but these are new, and I'm gonna organize my jewelry stuff a little bit better. But I tried to put as much stuff in here as I could before I start organizing, so I remember to do it. This is a bag of stuff that I never even organized from Vicky. She got these for me in downtown LA. And I know I have beads I haven't put away yet. So that was supposed to be a charms drawer, and then this is supposed to be a beads drawer. So that you can see this is not full. Once I organize both drawers, then it'll fall out, right? So that it's more organized. And then this is going to be Christmas again. So Christmas papers, overflow, some tissue paper, cards for Christmas, and then even some of the branch stuff. And then I'm going to stop at the next drawer because my video is too long. And this is my Christmas paper that's 12 by 12. Unless it's Tilda paper, because the Tilda paper is on its own. So you can see graphic 45. So there's some stickers in here too. So I'm going to stop right here. Okay, and on the last set of drawers, again, this is all Christmas now. So it's not going to be that interesting. Jingle bells. This is a drawer full of jingle bells. Why do I have so many? I don't know. Got crazy. Went on sale. I even have floral tape in here. See those big ones? So whenever I open it, it makes a noise. This is all ribbons that are Christmas related. Or red, or you know, whatever. Tinsel, that kind of thing. And then this is ornament stuff. And that clip it up might fall down. I hope not. I'm not going to open all the drawers then, because I don't want to move that out of the way. You see that? That's in the way. This is my Christmas stamps. This is not all of them, because I have some up on this clip it up right in front of me that are the Tim Holtz ones. See? Right here. And you guys know clip it ups are now extinct because the company is no longer in business. So I've been buying some. I don't need any more. In case anybody's wondering, I don't need any more Clip It Ups. I've got enough. I have room to grow. I even have some in a box tucked away in case I do need them later on. And yeah, that is it. I hope you enjoyed my reorganization. If you have questions, leave it down in the comment box? Yeah, in the comments. And I will try and answer your questions. If you're interested in seeing something specific again, let me know. Okay, so I'm over here on the other end of the room, and I'm actually around the corner from all the dressers. I thought I would go ahead and show you this side of the room because I did a little bit of work over here. There's the bookcase. It's an IKEA bookcase that has all of my paper in it. Actually, there's paper in here. 12 by 12, I should say. All my 12 by 12 paper is in this bookcase, except for there's a shelf right behind this curtain that has all of my graphic 45, and then all of my tilde paper, if I swing around, is here. So there's a cube, and there's a cube to the left behind the dress form that's half filled with tilde paper as well. So yeah, lots of tilde paper. Now, this is all lace from Esme's shop. Esme, now you know why I've had a hard time buying more new stuff. Because I'm full. Most of this is Esme's Crafty Me shop lace and appliques and bling, and there's also a few there's these storage bins again. These roll, as I said before. I have a snippet on how I did this, so make sure you watch that if you're interested in seeing how this was done. But these are those Deflecto caddies from Michaels, and I understand they're putting out a little rolling cart, so that's going to be great because right now it's not on wheels, and this is heavy because this is all of my bling, unless it's in a milk glass jar somewhere towards the front of my room, just on display. But this is all the bling, and then behind it is lace appliques, all that kind of stuff from Esme's store. And I didn't have white bins at first, and then I started buying all white, so that's why these are different colors, as long as, you know, I have storage. And then behind it there's a Rascog cart that has all of my acrylic paints and tags, and then down at the bottom there's actually spray paint and glues down there, like liquid adhesives that I have bought. The big bottles, you know, like Mod Podge and stuff like that. So, briefly, these are some flowers that Violet gave me, or some rosettes that Violet gave me in a swap we did. I want to hang them on here. You can see this one looks just like the stamp drawers. I call them drawers, but they're not. Those boxes up front. And so I labeled them as well, beaded appliques. So there's actually, I think these are mostly from Esme. Some of them are from Nita Shaw. And then the middle one is wedding dress appliques. So I've purchased a few wedding dresses, and some people have given me pieces as well, and that's what's in this middle one here. And then the bottom one is rosettes and fabrics. I don't use the rosettes as much as I probably should, but they're in here. And so rosettes and some fabric that I wanted to keep in my craft room. All of my other fabric that, you know, I'll use for quilting or whatever, or dolls, is in the house, because my sewing machine's in the house too, the one that I use for sewing. So I wanted to show you this corner as well, and then I'll pan up so you can actually see all of my tilde. This is my tilde wall. This is a lot of the stuff people have made me, or I have made myself. But I also have some more tilde stuff throughout the room. But anyway, there's always stuff to look at in here, right? All right, so that's it for there.